In this CardPointe tutorial, I'll show you how to run a transaction with the virtual terminal, and I'll cover how to store cards on file and other customizations that are available to you within the CardPointe virtual terminal. Once you're logged in, click the virtual terminal link in the main menu and it will default to the virtual terminal submenu. If this is a new customer that you've never taken a payment from, you can start by entering all the cardholder data as shown here. The only field that is required under the account information section is the name of the customer, and this asterisk lets you know that it's a required field. Enter the billing address if you have it, and if you want an email receipt to go out to your customer, make sure you have the email field populated and make sure to check this box here. If you want more information on how to customize the email receipt, click the link in the description for that detailed tutorial. To enter the credit card number, just come over here to the mock credit card image and enter the card number, the 3-digit code on the back of the card, and the expiration date. Checking this box here gives you the option to store the customer profile within your CardPointe account so you can easily recall that customer and credit card number for future purchases. If you check the box to store the customer profile, a required section called the cardholder permission will appear, and you must be able to agree that the cardholder has given verbal or written permission to save the profile and all associated cards at all locations. So this cardholder permission section only appears if you have the store customer profile box checked. If you don't want to store the customer profile or can't legitimately check this box indicating customer consent, you can just uncheck it and the entire cardholder permission section disappears, and then you can run the card as a single transaction without saving the card. You also need to select a cardholder participation option from the drop-down menu. Click the question mark icon for additional instructions on how to choose the best option. If you have a common selection that you're regularly using, you can set the cardholder participation box to default to a certain selection by going to the Administration tab in the main menu and then clicking on the Virtual Terminal sub-tab. Scroll down and choose the default cardholder participation option that you'd like, and it's also worth noting, as long as we're on this screen, that you can also check the Store Profiles by default to become active, which means it will automatically be checked when you return to the Virtual Terminal screen, and then be sure to save your changes. When you return to the Virtual Terminal screen, you'll see that the Store Customer Profile will be checked and the default cardholder participation option that you chose is automatically selected. If you've already stored a customer profile in the past, you can retrieve a customer profile simply by going to the search bar and typing in the name of the customer that you want to retrieve, and it will auto-suggest potential matches for you. Once you see the profile that you want, just hover your mouse over it and click, and all the customer data will auto-populate for you. Then you're ready to process a transaction. Additionally, if a customer of yours has 2 cards that they want to put on file with you, you can add a second card to their profile just by clicking the Add New Credit Card button. Storing a card on file is a nice benefit and reduces the number of times a credit card needs to be provided to you by your customers. It also removes you from the liability of keeping cardholder data on your own servers, and this, by the way, is the way that you want it in order to remain compliant. For a detailed video on how to store customer profiles, click the link in the description. The next part of the virtual terminal screen is where you'll enter the dollar amount of the transaction, and once everything looks good to you, you can click the Process Transaction button and just wait for approval. This transaction will then show up in the Reporting tab for future reference. Since the CardPointe virtual terminal is a core function of the entire CardPointe platform, there are certain ways to customize the entry fields even more than what's shown in this video, like adding an invoice number or a custom profile entry field, for example. And there's an additional tutorial linked in the description that shows you exactly how to add those custom fields and how to further customize CardPointe. The entire playlist of CardPointe tutorials, as well as tutorials referenced in this video, are linked in the description for your quick reference. For more information about CardPointe and tutorials and trainings just like this one, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you receive notifications when future videos are posted. Share this video with your friends and colleagues and internal staff members, and comment below if you have any questions about the functionality of CardPointe or anything covered in this video. I'm Brian Manning, and I'll see you on the next one.